$120,000 in 120 days. Hey guys, my name is Aaron Ellis. I am putting together a video series of my journey and experience with a company called Unify. I am one of the founding leaders of Unify. I've been with Unify since day one. Unify officially launched June 18th of this year, which is exactly 125 days ago. And as I was thinking today about the different videos that I'm going to be releasing and thinking about an introduction video, I was reminded of last week's CEO update call. Now, every week there is a call on Wednesdays that basically the CEO, the CTO, and the CMO hop on, give us updates on what's going on, give us results on the products, as well as different business tips and what's coming down the pipeline. This week, Ron Monterulli, the CEO, asked me to hop on and share my experience with Unify. So it's basically a summary of everything I'm going to be doing in the video series. I go through exactly what has led to my success, as well as somebody posts a question and I expand a little bit further. So watch the video. It's a short clip from last week's CEO call, and I will see you guys on the other side.
I want to introduce to you guys a gentleman that I met in the program. Started with us early in May when we were in pre-launch. And he's just been a super positive force, been involved in cryptocurrency, heard about Unify, loved what we were doing, got involved early. He is an executive, which means he's made over 25,000. He's made more, double than that in Unify already. I know he's having great success with our product and our subscription. And I remember talking to him once. I remember hearing him saying, you know, knowing when to get in and when to get out, absolutely priceless. And it really is. And as you can probably see, his daughter there, she looks pretty priceless as well. Aaron, are you on the line, my friend?
I am here, Ron.
Awesome. Listen, I just wanted to kind of ask a real simple question, and that's this. What has your experience been with Unify since you got started with us, buddy? Why don't you share a little bit with the folks listening in?
Absolutely, Ron. Happy to do so. And as you know, and people who've gotten to know me in the community, simple questions don't necessarily mean a simple answer from Aaron. So with that being said, I was thinking about this as when we talked earlier today about what my experience has been. And the first thing that came to mind, Ron, is that so many companies in this day and age do not start with a reason why. They don't even understand a reason why. And I'm talking about that deeper sense of a reason why, where not, a company's reason to be is to make profit. That's a result, right? A person, when they come into this business or another, they want to make money. That's a result. That's not a reason why. And what really hit me from day one, Ron, is when I first talked with you, when I first talked with John and Dave, I saw that you guys were coming from that reason why. It wasn't about a company, because the first thing you told me was that you didn't even plan on bringing this to market. This was something you wanted to do to help and empower your friends and family. And you took that and said, hey, we could actually help people globally with this. And everything you've done, the other thought that came to mind was congruency. Every single thing that I've experienced with you, from the pre-launch to the launch, to the products, to what the product's about, to how the products are released, to how they're displayed, everything has been congruent and matched that reason why, to empower people and to do it in a simple way, which offers them freedom. I mean, it's amazing to see that congruency in every single thing that I've done with you and that I've seen you do and whatnot. It's been absolutely phenomenal to see that. And those are the key things that have really hit me. And I stepped out of the rat race a couple of years ago because a lot of people will think my reason why is my daughter. This first picture here on the left with the balloons, it was her 4th birthday on October 2nd. She's 4 years old. She's growing way too fast. Obviously she's part of my reason why, but my deeper reason why is also to empower people, and including empowering her to be someone who is free, who can basically pursue her dreams, can pursue her goals without the constraints that typically are put on children from day one, and that I've learned to shake off. And I realized very early on, Ron, that I had found a company that aligned with my reason why. And that was so incredibly important to me in moving forward in whatever I chose to do to empower myself to be able to stay home with my daughter and raise my daughter full time, to be able to be there with her, to no longer be where I was at, meaning hearing about guess what Berlin did today, or seeing photos or seeing videos and missing it. That wasn't enough. So I stepped out of that and realized that anything I choose to do needs to be congruent with my reason why. And I found Unify. I was led to Unify with that. Now, as I've started to experience it and started to share this with people and whatnot, again, the congruency is there. I was having a conversation the other day with a new member who just got done going through Prosperity U. Now, when she came into Unify, she had really not much grasp on Bitcoin at all. Didn't really know what it was. Thought it was a natural coin because she'd seen those gold coins, right? And she had tried to watch some videos on YouTube, didn't make sense. And then she went through Prosperity U, and the first thing she said to me was, I can't believe how something that I thought was so complex could be so simply presented in such short videos, right? Congruency, real simple, gave her the freedom. And this is her words, that even a 75-year-old woman like me could understand. This is someone who said she was technology challenged, right? And she was able to grasp that. And it's just amazing how that congruency has flowed. Now, speaking of the signals, you know, when you think about it, we have the signal, right? The signal is a guide. Then we have a PDF that goes through the strategies. Then we have a discussion group on Telegram, that discusses the strategies and coaches people. Then we have the week in review that displays those strategies in action. All of that is congruent. It reaches out to empower people, whether they want to read about it on a PDF, whether they're a visual learner. You guys have taken all that into consideration, and that only can happen when a company comes from that reason why. And every action, therefore, builds on that reason why to empower people. Now, the second picture I put there for a reason. This signifies gratitude. Now, that is a little rose quartz heart that my daughter and I, for the last 2 years, since she was 2 years old, have held in our hand together at night and talked about what we're thankful for. She says one, I say one, she says one, I say one. And you know, it first started out, she didn't really understand it a couple years ago, to then it started to be about her toys, and then it started to be about her favorite shows, and then it turned into friends in the park. And in the last month or so, she's been thankful for my Wi-Fi. Daddy, I'm thankful for your Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like laying there after she says, I'm like, well, sometimes we play a game on our iPad at night, and sometimes we want to watch a movie on our iPad, and the Wi-Fi obviously powers that. So she's such a smart girl, she knows what Wi-Fi is, right? And so 2 nights ago, she said that again. I'm like, what do you mean by Daddy's Wi-Fi? And she's like, you know, your meetings that you have, your Wi-Fi meetings, where I'm constantly doing Zoom meetings, and she pops in. And I'm like, why are you thankful for that? She's like, because I can work next to you. She has a desk next to me. She can come talk to me. She's there with me when I'm working on my Wi-Fi, right? What she meant was Unify. She was expressing her gratitude of Unify, but Unify didn't program, but the word Wi-Fi she had heard, so she was calling it her Wi-Fi. Thankful for Daddy's Wi-Fi, right? And I had to share that because gratitude is such an important part of anyone's success. And speaking of a person and their success as well, you know, the company has provided these tools. The congruency is there. The consistency is there. The system is there. Everything is there for someone to step into and have success. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is the final factor in that success is them, right? So as far as empowering people, the leadership that has come into this company, including myself, we want to empower people, so we are helping them on that end utilize the tools and bring themselves into the tools at their best. Okay. Now, when I say that, I wanted to talk about that first, leading into this third picture of Berlin and I holding a Bitcoin, right, with our crazy faces, right? And you were asking me my experience with the signals and whatnot, and obviously, just, I know the disclaimers are there, but my results are not everybody's results and all that good stuff, right? And also, again, the system is there, the structure is there, the tools are there, the guidance is there, but the one factor is you. Now, I have learned how to do that. My one factor is me. It's my intuition. I'm very connected with my intuition, as you have here, knowing when to get in and when to get out, right? So with that, I utilize the tools offered by Unify as a guide, and my intuition helps me flow through those, right? That's me and my success through them. So what does that look like? My intuition tells me to set a stop loss. My intuition tells me to adjust it. My intuition tells me to check my phone to do the signal. My intuition also knows that I will never hit every signal. it's not impossible because I don't call anything impossible, Ron, but it's not probable. I'm going to be asleep. I'm going to be busy. My phone, I might not see the signal. It just so happens. And also what people don't realize is my intuition has also caused me to forget a stop loss, which worked out in my favor. It's caused me to miss a trade, which has worked out in my favor. Okay? That's my intuition flowing. And all that being said, 4 months since we started, basically June 18th, my Bitcoin portfolio is up 208%. 208%, utilizing the tools that Unify has offered me, as well as understanding that I'm the final factor and working on myself to make sure I bring my best to the tools that I've been presented with. And
that's very impressive.
And I just wanted to share that because I thought that was important, and say thank you, Ron, that you've remained congruent. You've always been there to not just listen to what I had to say, regardless of whether I was frustrated or happy, because I go there too, but you've heard me, and I've always felt heard, which is, again, completely congruent. And I'm completely thankful for that. And I've actually said that with that heart in my hand with my daughter.
That's awesome. I really appreciate that, Aaron. And, it's obviously been awesome working with you as well. We got a comment that came into the chat while you were speaking, and I think it's worth it to tap into your success. And basically they're just asking, what are you doing to build your business? What type of tools, marketing are you utilizing to build your business as well to help in reference to recruiting? Now, I know we do our Saturday calls with John, and he lays out a significant amount of information to help people through that process. That's all in our back office as well, in our resources section for the training. And that's really, really important. But maybe you can share something, my friend.
Absolutely. Basically, when it comes down to it, I'm just sharing. I'm literally just sharing. It's not really about sales. It's just sharing. I wear who I am. It's tattooed on me. My heart is not on my sleeve. It's tattooed on my sleeve, right? So everything I do, everything I say speaks towards what I'm doing, which causes people to ask me, for one. It's seen in all my posts and the value that I offer people, which opens them up to basically hear what I have to say when it has to do with Unify. It has to do with me constantly working on myself. So when I do present and when I do speak to people and when I do challenge them, it is in a space that I've already done that to myself. I've spoken to myself. I've challenged myself. I've grown myself, because ultimately you cannot grow your outer world, your finances, your time freedom until you are ready to grow your inner world. Or another way said, you can only grow your outer world to the degree that you've grown your inner world. So it's all those factors. It's learning attraction marketing. It's learning online marketing, as well as the personal development aspect. So generalized, that's basically what it is. How that plays out, I also am open to talk to anybody. Now, what I mean is, we've all heard in network marketing, multi-level marketing is, I don't want to talk to my friends and family. That's the thing that people get all scared about. The first thing I tell people is that I understand and just remain open. Now, what does that mean? It just remains open. Doesn't mean they're going to make a list and call everybody immediately, but they become open to it. And then what happens is people end up asking them because they're open. Or the opportunity arises where somebody says, hey, what are you up to right now? Door opens, they have a choice to walk through and offer Unify or slam it out of fear, but at least they're open and the door was able to be open and they were able to speak it. So the key is remaining open, not only to your warm and hot market, which is everybody, literally everybody that you have some sort of rapport with, as well as being open to learn new strategies, as well as applying them and working on your inner growth as you grow your outer growth, and then relaying that to the field. And it's basically just going to attract people into your team. It really is that simple. That might sound a little crazy to some people, but it's my answer. And those of you in the Unify Nation group or not, which is a group, a portion of Unify, we do a lot of trainings in there and whatnot. You can also look me up on Facebook, find me, happy to share my trainings and my knowledge with you guys. I'm here to help and grow every aspect, every section of Unify, no matter where you are.
I appreciate that, Aaron. And what you're saying is really interesting, because often we're hearing that from all of our leaders. It's not about, well, you're not in my organization, this, and it's like, no. We're just, and this was the whole vision. And well, who cares if I have a vision for that? At the end of the day, it's the leaders that are the ones that are carrying the flag, people like yourselves. And there's just so many leaders from all parts of the world that are just basically opening up themselves and saying, hey, if you're part of this company, by all means, we're here to ultimately do good in this world. So whatever I can do to help you, I'm here to help. And so that voice has been echoed right around the world. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful. If I can borrow that Quartz heart, extremely grateful for yourself and all the leaders, not just yourself, Aaron, but all the leaders and the people that have just come on board and are open to helping people and learning as well. And one of the things you said, if there's anything that anybody wants to listen in, something I learned a long time ago, if you want to have success, you need to be proud out loud. If you can't be proud of what you're doing or who you're with or what your dreams are or whatever it is, if that doesn't put a huge smile on your face, if that doesn't put a fire in you, if that doesn't put goosebumps on your arm, well, that's all tying into the why. And that's all about that inner self that projects itself outwardly. And it's like people will kind of go, wow, you really believe in this thing. And it's like, well, absolutely. There's this confidence that is exuded, and that makes people think. They may not think immediately at that moment, like you talked about, Aaron, but you've planted that seed in a way that doesn't instill doubt, but actually instills curiosity. And that's the key, because you're the person that planted that seed. And the more seeds you plant, obviously, the greater opportunities you have. And that's really the secret sauce to it all. But again, hey, you can jump on and hunt down Aaron Ellis. You can get on our calls on Saturdays with John Kinnear, who has a plethora of information and experience and success in this world. You can go into your own back office and take a look at the training that's there. I personally think it's some of the best training in the world when it comes to this business. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even say this, but if people are involved in other businesses, you should go to this training and you can use it to help you build the other businesses. It's that good. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're doing better and that spills over into your family life and that spills over into anything and everything that's around you, then we've done what we wanted to do. We've ultimately done the key thing is that's to help you get onto the road ahead, which is your financial journey. So that's what Unify is about. I'm really grateful, Aaron, you did a great job of kind of expressing your journey with the company and where we're going. There's a lot of really neat stuff coming down the pipeline. We certainly are not sitting on our hands. We will continue to find those gems of gold that we can not only use for ourselves and family, but we will share with all of you. And that, by the way, is one of our leading premises that Dave and I always talk about. I always confuse John and Dave all the time. And that is this something that we would promote to our families and friends? Would we want them to be using this? Because if we would not want them to be using this, then we don't want you using this either. When we say welcome to the family, we really mean that. I know it sounds cliche. It almost sounds unreal. But the reality is, hopefully we'll have an opportunity to meet one day. And hopefully you'll realize that that is what this company is all about. We'll make some money. Don't worry about that. But we're also going to have a positive impact on this world as well. And that's going to make you even feel better. So with all that, thank you very, very much. God bless each and every one of you. And just keep at it because it works. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
And there you have it. All right. Any of you curious about Unify and would like some more information, please click the link in the description below. If you want to make sure that you catch the video series that I will be releasing that goes through my journey and experience with Unify, step by step, how I've achieved my success, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you guys soon.